second match of the day, our second quarterfinal. It's set one, NEF versus ROSITH. Again, chat, let us know predictions, who you think is going to go through and face Ismo in the next round. For now, though, it's back to Say and to Sam. Let's do it, boys.
The French powerhouse will be hoping for the old days to return, but will he have enough to take the bruises that will surely arise in this match? It is our SWC2024 Europe Cup Match 2 between ROSITH and NEF. We've seen that Ragdoll pre-band already there, Say.
Yeah, Ragdoll pre-band, but also the Finesse pre-band. So those are two very core units. Once again, super core unit that we see all the time. Sagar, NEF. Then the big question, do you start stealing the Holy Trinity? Do you go for that Chandra and Velajul? Actually takes different routes, slightly different. Still the Velajul and Twin Angels.
Out of the actual Holy Trinity there, Say, Velajul and the Water Twins are the only ones on losing win rates currently in SWC. So NEF has gone for it, must have prepared something. How's ROSITH going to answer for you?
I definitely would say just go simply back to the Chandra. Chandra is just one of the strongest units right now. It's super all-round. There's just so much going on for that unit. And going for that Fire Bayek, Ashur, which is actually one of the highest win rate units in all of SWC right now.
Definitely is. He's third at the moment with a 64.4% win rate in 59 sets. That skill 3 in the cool times, just so much damage. Set up those defense breaks and you can look to take out your enemies. Wedgeat coming back there for NEF, but do you want to take that one?
I love me some Mayoing, some Fire Monkey business, but then on the other side, ooh, do we go for the Seimei and do we go for that Vivachel? That's definitely interesting over there. Seimei is kind of a strange unit where there's not too many debuffs on the enemy side, but it also lowers the amount of buffs, with the Velajul giving 3 turn of immunity, now just being 1.
Exactly, and even the Wedgeat as well. Any of those buffs on the side, Seimei is going to be able to eat up and only allow for 1 turn. How does NEF look to respond here? He's got one main source of damage at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like also how the playstyle will work. Goes for a Verdio. The Verdio is also kind of, it's a very heavy bruiser matchup, but it's also one of those units. Vivachel is always dangerous. The moment she goes for the third skill, switches attack bar and HP bar, you might be at that moment 0 HP bar, suddenly, or a little bit of health left, another unit moving, might take it out. Exactly. Is he also going to respect it for that reason?
Vivachel taken out, the Verdihill also taken out, respected there right now. We're likely to take the speed leads on both of these guys, 24 apiece, as we're going into our SWC 2024 Europe Cup quarterfinals, match 2, set 1 between ROSITH and NEF. Who will claim that first point, as Wedgeat is going to be able to look to boost up, but those buffs are not staying on for too long.
No, those buffs are not staying on for too long, and in this match my eyes are definitely on the Fire Monkey and that Fire Bayek. Those two units are the main damage dealers, and those are probably also the first targets to take out. Fire Monkey's moving next, but Fire Monkey needs a little bit more turns to actually get his passive stacking. He doesn't have that much attack at the start of a match.
Definitely doesn't, but it's good to land the defense break on the side of NEF right now. Let's just see if we can tumble more damage into it.
That's a good amount of damage, plus defense buff on the Velajul, taking out that bike, and NEF knows that was the key unit to take out. In this position, it's a lot harder for ROSITH to come back, because there's not too much damage on the side of ROSITH. Sure, there's still that Seimei, there's a lot of protection coming in, but we have this Fire Monkey easily stacking a bunch of rounds right now.
Yeah, managing to take that out is crucial for him right now. Obviously couldn't get the revive on, but can do it now, can look to set up a defense break and get a unit unhealthy.
Yeah, are you going back for that Fire Monkey as well? Because if you take out that Fire Monkey, we're 1 apiece. Actually goes for the Velajul, was slightly late of an armor break. There's 30% chance per hit from that bike to land that armor break. There's 5 hits. In this case, was slightly late.
Yeah, we're going in. Skill 1 from Chandra. Big stun as well, and the damage.
There's a lot of damage coming in, and the Velajul is actually not looking that lively at all. Sure, we have the units on Seimei, doesn't do enough damage. Are we looking to see some stuns? Because with stuns, sure, you do still a little bit of healing. Oh, also didn't manage to take it down.
Yeah, and with that defend, Chandra's skill 1 can keep doing more damage there right now. Are you even looking for the defense break? Yes, and gets it on the Chandra.
Gets on the Chandra once again. It seems to be that fire is beating water, but we're not there yet. We still have a Chandra that's looking very lively, and that Seimei, every time you land that arm break, Seimei is going to heal a big portion of the Chandra.
Yeah, but that provoke's going to be nice for him right now. Seimei looking to get rid of that Velajul as soon as possible. Can Chandra be the one when he gets a turn soon?
Oh, once again, crit landing on the Chandra. In this case, no armor break sticking.
Skill 3 can go. Can you get some slows and stuns? Does get it again on that Velajul.
Once again gets it on that Velajul, but Velajul, once it's taken out, there's still that monkey. But we also have the Bayek coming back and back again because of that Seimei. Sure, the cooldown is pretty short, but it's not going to go back to the third skill anytime soon.
Can you look to confirm the kill already there with the second skill?
I'm pretty sure you can kill that right now, and if you don't, the Wedgeat will heal it a little bit, so it's definitely smart to go for it. Right now, if you go for buffs again, it will help out a little bit, mainly with boosting attack bar, but Monkey still critting on wrong element.
Oh my god, you can see ROSITH's reaction there as well to that right now. Obviously he's going to get some healing from Seimei. If he can take it too!
That is so much damage coming from that focus shot from the Twin Angels. Yes, it is a multi-hit. Yes, on armor break, it's going to do a lot of damage. And this Chandra can only heal if there is a debuff.
Oh, getting some big stuns there right now. But look, the moment that Monkey takes out that Chandra, say, it's not looking pretty.
No, it's definitely not looking pretty. We have to look at some wind units landing on fire units right now. You have to push back on the Monkey. Probably land the provoke as well. Ooh. Does not get neither. Monkey, can you do it again? Once again, crits on water. He's like back in the days we always made the meme about the Perna. Perna always crits on water. This fire Monkey, can we go 5 for 5? Goes 5 for 5. Only. That's why your Monkey needs 100 crit rate. 85 would have never done that. Well, most of your Monkeys would have never done that. Takes the additional turn. There's so much Monkey business going on in both of these Monkeys.
I don't think you can handle any more Monkey business. Say you've had your fair share already in match number 1 and even set number 1 here from both these players. It was on a 40% win rate before we came into this Europe Cup.
Yeah, but Europe was just showing we use Fire and Monkey better, and those guys are doing that. It just works out. They're doing so much damage. The critting wrong element is not really something you have too much influence about, but definitely something that's working over here. Can we go back to the bike? Because it's interesting to see the Velager was taking out first, but the Velager was never really a main threat. That Fire Monkey, that Meo Wang, he is. Takes another skill on the skill 2, takes it out, 13k, no arm break, so much damage coming in. And the same as Sure was protecting very well this whole match, but Fire Monkey stacked it up, just doing so much work.
Fire Monkey. Mehu Wang, my friend, you have been a bit of an all-star so far in these current matches at the start, as NEF confirms it, 1-0 against ROSITH. Are the two Germans taking out all of the previous champions here at the moment, say, but NEF there, that Monkey, do you have to respect it going into that set number 2 now?
Yeah, absolutely, but the big question is, like, how do you respect it? You're not going to pre-ban it. You're going to have something to kill it. And that bike was definitely a good answer to actually kill it, yeah, sure. However, if you lose that unit on the very first turn, yeah, it's not going to work. You need that armor break from the fire bike. If he could have stayed longer for the bruiser, that's what I said at the start of the match. We're looking at 2 units, Meo Wang and the Ashur. One of the 2 is going to take out the other, and that is probably going to snowball that match.
Definitely will snowball that match there, say, and we can see, I was just looking, Mehu Wang actually had a 57% win rate in EU compared to the 40% in overall SWC as well. So like you said, Fire Monkey's just rocking Europe.
Absolutely, this unit is doing so well. So definitely curious to see on the pre-bans right now. Is the Ragdoll pre-ban going to be on the ROSITH side right now? No, there is actually an open Ragdoll in this case. So then the big question is NEF going to be picking that Ragdoll? Because the Gapso is gone, so there's no response of a Gapso into Ragdoll, which I do think splitting those 2 up is definitely a good take over there.
Definitely is. He has to steal it. He's gone for it straight away. But ROSITH must have been prepared for this. He must have known if I give you the option of taking that Ragdoll, that NEF was going to be taking it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But the big question is right now with the Cigar ban. Sure, Cigar is one of the core drafts on ladder for NEF as well, so he kind of broke up the team. But NEF kind of might still go back to a Ragdoll kind of cleave team that he likes to use.
Let's find out. We're seeing part of the Holy Trinity, Chandra and Velager coming out. Say, just to mention, 44% win rate in EU for Ragdoll, 52% overall in SWC. He's been played around 40 to 50 times as well.
Definitely a lot of times being played. Twin Angels on the side of NEF. Can you fight those Holy Trinity units with that Ragdoll? It's definitely one of those matchups you see a lot on ladder, so it's definitely something that he's used. And we go back to that Sigrid.
Sigrid didn't do him any favors against Raxas in that first day of prelims, say. Kind of got just ransacked over by Raxas there, but looking to bring it back, maybe runed up slightly differently in order to face off against ROSITH. How would ROSITH look to answer that?
It's definitely one of those positions you kind of want to speed check, but speed checking, for example, with an Athena doesn't really work that well into Ragdoll, and ROSITH knows this. But we can also definitely go for bruiser units right there. Drinking in the light pony. Still going for the Athena though.
So kind of mixing it up, pivoting slightly, bringing back that Etna as well. NEF this time looking to try and bring Seimei onto the field. We saw how it did work for ROSITH, but just couldn't survive through the monkey hits.
Yeah, couldn't survive through the monkey hits at some point, but I actually like the Seimei next to a Ragdoll a lot, because you need to get attack bar on the unit that has the debuff to get the healing in. Ragdoll is providing all of that attack bar up. You know what also provides attack bar up? A Raccoon.
Yeah, Raccoon out on the field with that Asher as well. Double fire. How is ROSITH going to look to respond there for you then, say?
It's definitely an interesting over here. There's not really any unit that I would see like, okay, if you lock that in right now, it's a must ban. You could maybe be looking in the Chow. Am I calling that out?
Oh,
but
what? Are you okay?
Yeah, no, it could be something. But Federica, definitely one of those interesting units as well if there's no resets on your enemy team.
Yeah, looking to try and snipe something out there. Say, who is he going to be looking to ban right now? Do you have to respect Ragdoll at any point, or let's go through him?
It's definitely hard to say. I would say that the Athena and the Ragdoll are probably the ones that I would be looking for banning.
Let's find out. Both these guys, 24 and 23, their max ever appearances in ladder as well. You can see just how stacked Europe is right now, and they're taking that time to respond with these bans. We're seeing the Federica and we're seeing the Asher band out there then on both of the sides. Speed leads for both of them as well. We're here. It's our SWC 2024 Europe Cup Match 2, Set 2 between ROSITH and NEF, who's got that 1-0 advantage at the moment right now. Etna going in. Who are you going to be looking to strip and stun?
Yeah, you definitely have to go for strip and stun right now, because if you go for the shatter, that skill 2, Ragdoll will probably take over the match. Does go for the stun, does not manage to land the stun. In this case, we have the Raccoon kind of moving in an awkward position where you can maybe boost up, but armor breaks. Where we're looking for the armor breaks, not getting any armor breaks. Gets an additional turn on those Twin Angels, though.
Yeah, it does get the additional turn right now. Can look to boost up even more. And we've got Sigrid coming in very soon, where there'll be some multiple hits coming in.
Multiple hits coming in, and the big question is, can you actually get those? If the Ragdoll does hit, decides to go for an armor break, and the Ragdoll is moving next. This Ragdoll's gonna take it out, but you also have the Raccoon is just boosting it up. But Torrent is gonna take out this Ethna, and now we're gonna have a whole reset of all of those cooldowns, or not necessarily a reset, but one cooldown down because of those team-ups.
Yeah, that was really smartly played there. You could see the defense break, saw the fast Raccoon, allowed him to get that extra turn through. That was really well speed-tuned there, say.
Absolutely, but it also really helped with that Twin Angels getting that additional turn, boosting up both the Ragdoll and the Sigrid.
And now we've got the Unicorn coming in right now, getting the nothing really there, say, getting the counter up.
Yeah, getting the counter up, trying to get that provoke in. The provoke didn't land at that moment, so we do have armor breaks on a lot of these units, but we're gonna have a little bit more healing coming in from this Twin Angels right now.
Yeah, getting that healing, getting the additional turn right now, can look to boost up. Sigrid still has that skill 2, not skill 3, sorry.
Yep, we have the skill 2, but also we have the Eleanor in pony form, not in pony form, in human form. In human form, you lose a lot of HP. That's where you have to protect it for. But there's just so much going on the side of NEF. We have that Ragdoll, we have the Raccoon. There's just a lot of protections for those units right there.
Definitely is, and there's not so much damage coming out on the side of ROSITH now, especially against these bruisers with Ragdoll on the other side, say. Raccoon's just going to be eating it up.
Yeah, absolutely, and we get that armor break once again. In this case, goes for skill 2. Does get a little bit of the absorbs, but that armor break is there to stick at the moment.
And you see that Revenge the Stun. Raccoon is there just to cleanse it out, and Ragdoll's going to slowly start battering it away at the team of ROSITH right now, say.
Yeah, I definitely want to give credits to the Ragdoll of NEF. It is one of those units a lot of people say like, mine doesn't do that much, it's just there for the passive. No, you ruin it on a lot of damage. We saw 18k on a probably very tanky unit, just that armor break. Ragdolls need to deal damage, and that is the main damage dealer on NEF, and that is taking out all of those units.
Definitely isn't leaving this Unicorn in the human form, say. It's going to be allowing a lot of damage to come in through now.
Yep, and ROSITH does know it. He has 2 support units, not that much damage on the field, and the second match also does go to NEF.
Let's see if he's going to follow in the footsteps of his dearest old friend Ismo in that first match as well, though. So he went 2-0 up as well. Pink Floyd brought it back to 2-2 and eventually taking that third and final set. But now, ROSITH has to rely on his experience. He's been here before. He's been to a World Finals before. Yes, there's been a bit of time in between. Can he look to prevent NEF and do maybe a reverse sweep here, say, or... It's not looking so good for him at the moment.
No, it's definitely, I would say both of the drafts were very favorable for NEF. So ROSITH definitely has to be thinking, okay, what was match 1? How did it work out? What did we pre-ban? What did we pick? Can I switch things around?
Let's find out now if there's going to be a Ragdoll pre-ban. There is, and he's respecting there on the Sigrid as well on that side, say. ROSITH has that first pick. Are we going to see a cigar?
We could see a cigar, but it's interesting to have that Sigrid being pre-banned right now, because Sigrid is mostly just paired with that Ragdoll. You know that NEF probably goes back to that Ragdoll pre-ban. So the Sigrid is maybe not the most dominant unit out there for pre-bans, but we have the Cigar being picked up, we have the Twin Angels and that Villager being picked up on the side of NEF.
Yeah, ROSITH has options now. In previous examples, we've seen Same and Vivachel hovering around. Is he going to continue with a Chandra like he did last time as well? Same earlier this time then.
Yeah, Same earlier. Last time around it was the Bayek in this position plus the Chandra. So let's see if he goes back to those. I do think that I like those units. However, you did see that it didn't work. Goes for a Vivachel earlier this time. And then we see the Bayek coming on the side of NEF.
We do. There was also a Monkey in that position last time with the Mehu Wang instead of the Asho, but it is on the field available for NEF to look to choose right now. Maybe looking with a different element right now, say, or they're looking very fire dominant.
fire dominant, but interesting to see a Gapso without like a ragdoll nor a ragdoll on the enemy side. Sure, there's a little bit of healing from that Viva Gel, but there's not too much healing for that Gapso to pick up from yet.
Yeah, he's not going to be taking so many turns. Maybe preventing some of the other units that could potentially come through with some sort of skill 1 recoveries, which obviously allows Gapsu to eat up any more of those attack bars.
Yeah, it's definitely maybe against Seimei. Seimei would provide healing from the passive every turn, so the Gapsu would be taking a lot of turns from that, so it's more of an anticipation draft right there. But we also have a Davaraja, which is a very interesting unit and definitely one of those units you do not want to face if you don't have any immunity. Luckily enough, NEF already does have that Velajul, but that might be the ban right there. Plus that Seimei will take care of immunity as well.
Definitely will. Is that signaling already to NEF that he's looking to ban out that Velajul? It's going to be the mind games. We've got Juno as well, a good response as well to any of the provokes. We'll be able to take a turn and cut in, say, who are you banning?
Oh, this is a very difficult ban for both sides, because I think there's just simply a lot of good bans, and there's not too many wrong answers.
Wow, I like that one. Sit on the fence. You know, all of them could be good. We've got Viva Shell and we've got Juno in the end, so we're going to have speed leads for both ROSITH and NEF going into this one. Can Devaraja look to bring it back for ROSITH in this match? It's at SWC 2024 Europe Cup Quarterfinals, match 2, set 3. ROSITH versus NEF. NEF one step away right now, and those Twin Angels might be taking him on the ticket to the next round.
Ooh, big question right now. You could set up an armor break. You could set up a... Oh, that actually changes the rotation where Gapso doesn't move in front, but this is a lot of damage coming in. Big question, can you actually kill this? Because if you would have done it the other way around, the additional turn. Does you go for a crit? Does not get a crit, and there's a 16k heal coming in from that Seimei.
Wow, gets the cool time as well on that Velajul right now. Not the pushback, but it's enough for him to defend and start to try and cycle, say.
Yeah, that's definitely where the cycling comes in, and that's also where, sure, the Seimei can't heal if there's no debuffs, but since there's that provoke on a few units, you still might get a few debuffs over here.
Yeah, we've got Devaraja can look to transform into that Dark Thunderer, get the Thunderer state coming out now. Do we get some provokes?
Oh, 4 provokes over there, and those 4 provokes are very hard to shake off, so Devaraja in this case is going to be taking quite a while to just... yeah, do everything, but in the meantime, there's a lot of damage coming in from the side of ROSITH right now.
Definitely, he's wanting to cycle, I guess, with a Chandra, because if you put a defend on there with all those provokes, it's going to keep doing a lot of damage from that S1.
Yeah, absolutely, but Devaraja is also one of those units that can actually deal a lot of damage. In this case, didn't do all too much as of yet, but we have seen a lot of damage coming in already.
Here, skill 1, can we get some provokes? Doesn't get it right now, skill 1 available for Chandra. Devaraja, once he gets back online, it could be dangerous.
It definitely could be dangerous. We do have that Bayek moving next. We also have another Soul Protect. Soul Protect's mainly used in this case just to lower cooldowns. Lower cooldown on that Cigar. But in this case, do you go for that skill 2 to just get the silence in?
Going in, skill 3, doing the damage into that Devaraja, gets the defense break, but it's still looking healthy.
It's looking very healthy. One of those units that's in general just super tanky and very hard to deal with. So let's see what can happen.
Oh, does get a stun and that extra turn. You can look to slurp, say.
Yeah, we have a little bit of skill 2 coming in, but the big question is you kind of want to take care of that Cigar, but the Cigar still have that defense. Well, no longer, but still a Soul Protect.
Yeah, and you can look to get some cool times in. Maybe you're going into the Velajul, goes in, gets it as well.
Yeah, he did get it, but there's another round of defense coming in, so, and another round of slows and a lot of stuns.
ROSITH turning this one around them right now, just with some chip damage, really, say.
Yeah, it's just chip damage, but if the Devaraja comes back online, we once again looking at probably 2-turn AoE provoke on all units, and that's just so hard to shake off. Even if you take that additional turn, it is still another turn of provokes.
Definitely, you're not getting rid of it anytime soon, and right now that skill 1 from Chandra just plowing in extra chip damage all along.
Yeah, that's just simply so much damage, and this is really where the draft of ROSITH, the Bruiser, it just all works out. The Devaraja very well placed on that final placement. And he tried to take out that Cigar, but the Cigar was just a little bit too tanky.
It was very close though, say. I will give it that to NEF right now. He can look to maybe get another provoke coming out onto the field. Gapsu taking that turn, but Chandra is just dominating. Yeah,
Chandra is also doing a lot of work in this match, and that's where the Fire Bike couldn't get like the good skills in. Too many provokes, too much protection. We have the Soul Protect, we have the defense. We have the Fire Bike, that's the main damage dealer. Can't take out the Chandra first, which you would have liked to start with.
And more provokes coming out right now, just not allowing him to use any of the other skills. We've got Ashura coming in now, can look to set up a defense break.
Defense break, landing slightly late, therefore not killing it, but could actually go for the additional turn to kill here, but there was that Soul Protect.
Yep, and they still got skill 3, can look to go back again into the Velajul, keeps going in there, doesn't want to deal with any immunity on the side of NEF.
Yep, and once again, we have that defense. That is just making the Holy Trinity so strong time and time again. Defense, defense, defense. I don't really have too much healing. Well, there's the same for healing. But there's no active healing of skills of like, oh, I want to heal this unit. Your enemy kind of has to decide it for you. But you can decide every time again. Defense, defense. It's just doing so much work. And this Chandra, in the meantime, is dealing a lot of damage.
Definitely. It's just the skill ones coming in, getting the stuns where needed. And again, hitting for 4K hits, allowing ROSITH to bring back one of the sets. 2-1. It's still all to play for. Are we having a repeat of that very first match here? Say, ROSITH coming back against NEF. Obviously, just missed that opportunity at the beginning, right? Couldn't quite get rid of that cigar, and it hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely did. And it was interesting to see. I don't think he would have had enough attack bar to have everything move if he didn't go for the boost on the Bayek early. But if he could have had the rotation of first stripping, armor breaking, then have the Gapsu land the branding, and then the Bayek goes in, that would have been a lot more damage. But I think the attack bars weren't good enough for that, and he needed the Twin Angels to boost up the Bayek, and therefore the rotation was different.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing, sir, and right there, it didn't quite prove beneficial enough for NEF in our set number 3. Going into set number 4 now, we have pre-bans available. Are we going to see a Ragdoll pre-ban yet again in these positions? Are you going to be respecting Seimeis coming out as well?
Yeah, you actually see Seimeis. Well, both of them have Seimeis, but we're actually respecting on the Chandra and the Twin Angels.
Taking out 2 of the speed leads that have been used a lot so far during this Europe Cup, the Chandra and the what Twin Angels say. They're really useful in just kind of boosting up the rest of the team, allowing people to take turns and control. We see a stolen Ragdoll.
We see a Ragdoll right there. In this case, we do have the Cigar open and we have the Velaju open. Big question is, ROSITH, are you going to go for those? Also, a bunch of the speed leads, like most of the meta speed leads are gone right now. Sure, the Finesse is still there, the Sierra is still there, but after that, what kind of speed leads are we looking at?
Let's find out. Are we going to see Sigrid as well from the side of NEF? It didn't really go through. We've got Wedgeat instead then. Does that already signal Seimei is going to be out on the field somewhere?
Definitely has a possibility, but Wedgeat in its own is an interesting unit, but I really like it with the pair of Velaju, because Velaju, defense type scaling unit, and therefore does a lot of damage. On the other side, once again, back to that Seimei and Vivachel.
Yeah, Vivachel not making it through so far into any of these matches. NEF has been respecting it. Does it allow ROSITH to kind of mess around with that last pick, to really play the mind games and see, do you want to deal with this one? Maybe we see a Federica come out soon.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Well, Federica, you don't really want to place too much into a Cigar. You get reset, unit dies off pretty fast, but we could be looking at a Fire Monkey back again. However, ROSITH still has that 5th pick, and NEF is trying to make a draft where he can still respect that Vivachel.
He's wanting to get some turn cycling in there with the Vertihill. It was banned out previously by ROSITH. How is he going to look to respond here for you, say?
Interesting drafting style, because there's a lot of Bruiser on the side of NEF, but there's not too much CC. There's a little bit of snipe with that Bayek, but besides that, it's just a lot of turns. You know what works against a lot of turns? Antares.
Yeah, he does, but this time Kinky as well, right? I mean, there's nothing on the Oblivion. He's going to be taking hits against all of those enemies.
Yeah, I definitely do like the Kinky a lot, though. The only thing that actually can take care of it is that Bayek, which probably will also be the ban. And in that respect, Kinky has to be a ban, which leaves the Vivachel open.
Let's find out. There we go. That last pick was something that could be annoying for NEF in this case, and he's using the full amount of time to decide. Looks like ROSITH may be taking that time to decide who he wants to ban out. Are you going to get rid of the damage, the cycling, going for the Sigrid and the Kinky there then instead, say? So we're likely going to be having speed lead on the side of NEF coming through, and the HP lead on the side of ROSITH with that Vivachel. It's here. SWC2024 Europe Cup Quarterfinals, Match 2, Set 4 between ROSITH and NEF, who is currently 2-1 up. Wedgeat going first. Can you look to try and get some snipe off? But immunity is around.
Immunity is around. You can go for that silence, though. So the first round of Vivachel, you can't make it not work. So definitely goes for that one, because your attack bars aren't going to be low. But the Vivachel is always dangerous. There's always that lurking threat of like, okay, what if she takes a turn right now? Ragdoll is at 0 attack bar.
He is, but look how healthy as well that Seimei makes that Vivachel just taking a turn. Can look to reset, gets it on that Ashur, now gets some immunity, prevent anything else coming in.
Yeah, definitely can go for that immunity right here, but it's really all about, okay, how is the turn cycling revolving? It's very hard to predict here, because we have that Vert and that Ragdoll boosting up attack bar time and time again. But the moment that the opening is there for that Vivachel to do a good skill 3, it's going to switch it, and it's going to maybe take out a unit instantly.
Yeah, let's find out exactly if he gets that time in.
Oh, that's a great timing on that Ragdoll over here. The Cigar moves next, and can he take it out? Does get the crit, does take it out.
Yeah, he's managing to bring it back. He's already sniped out one of the units. This is what NEF was doing to ROSITH in those earlier sets, say.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this case, let's see if we can make it a quick 3 against 3. That is maybe the opener that NEF is looking for. Can he go for the strip? If he goes, does go for a skill 3 right away, wants to get rid of that armor break.
Yeah, wants to get the healing up, get that Verd back online, allow him to take some more turns with the push-up from the passive.
Well, that's the thing. On the side of NEF, there's so much push-up. These units are taking 3 turns when ROSITH is simply taking 1 turn. So getting the skills back on that Viva Gel will take a little bit of time. If that Verd ends... we do have that once again. Big sword coming down, lowering the cooldowns. Where does he go for? Does go once again on the Bayek.
Yeah, doesn't want to see any more defense breaks coming out. But like you said, 1 turn is all it takes for ROSITH at the moment. Here, say NEF has not been allowed to get fully online.
Doesn't get fully online, but it is very interesting that we do have heal blocks. So every time a unit takes a turn, it is still heal blocked, and that's actually working very well against the Seimei right now.
Yeah, and the Bayek's going to be able to come in too. Is that skill 1 going to be enough?
It's not going to be enough. We could go for a little bit of healing over here, but we once again have that Verd moving after the Verd. We have once again that Wadjet moving. There's just so much turn cycling on the side of NEF.
Yeah, he's taking so many turns actually. And is it now enough to go through that immunity? Can you get the kill?
Ooh, that is a lot of damage, but that's also minus fire right there. Armor breaks do land, and we have another round of Sanctuary coming in.
Yep, can look to boost up again even more, and there we'll have it. Even more healthy. It's not looking healthy though, say, but can we get a revive on there?
Well, that's it's interesting to see. Like, you can get the revive in there, but there's still the cooldowns from the Bayek. They're very short. You can easily go for the strip and just go through that. But there's also the lurking threat on the other side. That is called Viva Gel. Viva Gel can do that again.
Exactly. She's just waiting for that perfect moment to see when the attack bars are down. Wow, now dealing damage.
Ooh, yeah, Viva Gel in the end. Skill 1, speed scaling. Second hit did not crit though.
Holy, here we go. Skill 1 again as well. Can not get the kill, and we can get some healing again from Velajul. Not enough to take out the Asher yet.
Yeah, not enough to take out the Asher yet. I'm not sure if we're going to get enough attack bars cycling right now that we take another turn back to the Bayek. Because, Bayek didn't take his turn yet. And once again, a crit. 10k critting wrong element. We have seen the Monkey, a fire unit, beat water before. In this case, we see a wind unit, Cigar, beating the Bayek.
Exactly, and that Verd Hill isn't built on damage there at all, say. Even though he's on the field, he's going to take a long time for him to get rid of all of this health provided by the Viva Gel and even the Seimei out there.
Yeah, absolutely, and this Viva Gel, like the crit rate on the Viva Gel, it's speed scaling, it's a net 5 unit. There's a lot of stats on that unit, and it just does so much damage on skill 1 once there is an armor break.
Definitely does. It's going to be taking a turn soon. And right now, just keep it. Cigar again. That was the downfall here, say. NEF could not get rid of that Cigar, and ROSITH brings it back to 2-2. But we've been here before, say. We've been here before around 30 minutes ago. Ismo took the lead against Pinkroyd, the next champion, went back to 2-2, and then eventually took the final hurdle in there. Do you expect the same here, or is ROSITH really crushing it?
Oh, it's really hard to say, like, what are the key factors of winning? And that's sniping out one of each other's unit. And I would say that ROSITH has a little bit more options with that Viva Gel. It's every time lurking, and NEF is really trying to get a draft where he can always ban that Viva Gel. First 2 rounds he could do it. Third one he lost on it, but the first 2 were very comfortable of like, okay, I can ban it and play my own thing. In this case, let's see how that works out.
We're getting the Sigrid ban, and we're also getting the Ragdoll banned out there then, say. So it does allow again, if we're going to see Cigar early, Chandra, Velajul, we've seen a lot of them so far in the Europe Cup.
Yeah, absolutely, but they're meta for a reason. They work, they are consistently good. They're not too much depending on like, okay, if they don't land, it could still really work out. But in this case, we see the Bayek on the side of NEF once again.
Yep, coming out, we saw how crucial those defense breaks can be to land and snipe out some of the units. But Cigar, one of the artifacts on ROSITH must be a heavy minus fire damage, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely the main way to run those Cigars, minus fires. There's a lot of fire damage dealers out there that work very well. And we have the Gapsu this time on the side of ROSITH, which is interesting because once again, okay, then we also, it's like, you take my Gapsu, I'll take your Seimei.
Exactly, I'd love to be in that position, say, but sadly I'm not. So we're seeing Seimei out there for NEF right now. Who's he going to look to partner it up with for you?
Interesting one to see, because there's still a lot of options that you could go for. Like, if you go Fire Monkey, you have 2 Fire Bruisers, so maybe not really. We also haven't seen too much of his Han yet, but is it really working? Goes for a Dominic. Very interesting unit, because the Secret is banned, and Dominic kind of wants to be paired with an attack buffer.
Yeah, definitely does need it for some extra damage, but we've seen it before from you, say. Firefighter Dominic can come out, maybe take out a Velajul during one of these matches. ROSITH, Viva Gel.
Yeah, definitely be looking at the Vivachel again, but he doesn't show any kind of speed contesting. We do now know that the Vivachel is on Violent. Sure, it's a high base speed unit by 113, but it still could be slower than all of the other units. We do once again see a Kinky, and we see that Vivachel.
Yeah, are they going to be respected in these last bans right now? NEF has that last pick. Damage from water then instead with the Miles. Who are we banning?
We're definitely banning out that Vivachel. Miles is one of the great counters into a Kinky, and Armor Break could still land. Dominic could take care of a Kinky as well, so there's a lot more options to take care of the Kinky right now. Actually banning out the Gapsu, very interesting.
It is interesting. Likely we're going to get some of the HP lead coming in, yep, from the Vivachel, and the speed lead on the side of NEF. This is it. SWC 2024 Europe Cup quarterfinals, match 2, set 5 between ROSITH and NEF. It's 2 apiece in this one, and Dominic,
We're gonna go right away for that Vivachel, so the big question is, can you deal enough damage?
Ooh.
We do get that first round of stuns though. There's a lot of damage coming in, but it's not enough damage to take it out right away.
No, there's not enough at the moment, and Seimei can't really look to help either right now. The snipe didn't quite go through in this matchup at the moment, Say.
Oh, but that is an addition turn you don't want to take, because the addition turn might be on the other side. In this case, did not get that, but now we have the turns on the side of Rose. 3 units, full attack bar. What are you gonna do? AoE provokes. We're bringing a lot of Sanctuary. With that Sanctuary, can also go for healing on that Vivachel later. Kinky, can you bring those armor breaks? What are we doing?
Yeah, I wonder how it's built as well here, Say. Are we going to have a Despair? Are we going to have Violent? Let's find out and see if we get more damage coming through.
If he goes for skill 1, it's most likely on Violent. If he went for skill 2, it was most likely on Despair. So he went for skill 1, most likely on Violent. He wants to get that setup. A little bit more healing coming in. But the Dominic right now, all eyes are on the Dominic, because the Dominic, the moment the Dominic is below 50% HP, he doesn't do as much damage from his passive.
Yeah, and he's getting the good provoke there onto the Chandra, and I think it's just underneath, right, Say?
Yeah, the moment he starts healing, he might actually have been healed from the Seimei taking that first turn in. And he does get a good amount of damage in there right now.
Yeah, and look at those provokes. It's really helpful for ROSITH right now. Can he look to set up some defense breaks? Vivachel is coming up very soon as well.
Vivachel's coming in, but Vivachel in this position is a lot worse. Sure, you could boost maybe flip the HP of your Cigar. It's probably going to go for that, because that gives him a little bit of options over there. Still gives him the boost of the healing, but then again, you wasted a skill, or not necessarily wasted, but you used the skill, which is very deadly. Also, we have the additional turn. Once again, Punishment coming in on Arm Break. Does not manage to kill it, however.
No, but it does set up for a Kinky if it's coming up soon with the skill 2. And this skill 2, is it enough to take out Veligil? Firefighter Dominic.
The Firefighter Dominic doing a lot of damage, but once again, we see the defense coming in so clutch. My unit is low HP. No, Chandra likes to take that damage for that unit.
Yeah, he's got skill 3 available, so get stuns!
There is a lot of stuns from the Chandra. Chandra can be any build right now. It could be Violent, could be Despair. Now it's really showing Despair is so strong. Also, if you go for skill 2 right here, doesn't want to go for it. Also, is providing the armor break on a different unit. But Kinky hasn't been really getting into the match. Needs that additional turn himself.
Yeah, and he's going to be dealing so much damage into that Cigar right now. Even skill 1's coming in, getting stuns!
More stuns coming in once again. We can maybe see a little bit of stuns. Sleep, well, not really a stun, but kind of a similar thing. Sleep over there, but Dom has something to say about the HP bar of Cigar, and that HP bar is 0. Taking out the Dom, going to the next unit, branding on it. So much damage coming in. Chandra, once again, defending. I'll defend that unit for me right there. Plus, more damage coming in.
Yeah, and Kinky can sometimes be maybe 1v4 prior to a balanced patch that we recently had, well, not so long. But right now, it's not looking good for ROSITH, in all honesty. And NEF, following in the footsteps of one of his best friends here.
Oh, once again, stuns coming in. But we have a little bit of healing. But if you heal your Kinky right now, you do keep that branding. And there's one unit that likes branding a lot for breakfast. No, we're actually stunning the other one. And then we're eating the breakfast. Nope, we're just winning right away with a victory for NEF.